From the jungles of Borneo in East Malaysia, 7 young musicians have begun a journey they hope will win them an international following. In 2012, they joined forces to form Nading Rhapsody.
Back then, we doing different things compared to what we do now. Pop music, jazz music.
Some of the guys
alternative, hardcore, 360 transformation. Our old friend, our Azhfar, come and approach us. Just, what is happening to you guys just now? You know, transforming yourself into from A to Z.
No more life, no more pain,
no more suffering nearing the end. Let us
go.
Nading Rhapsody's music is a fusion of elements from their rich local culture, modern instrumentation and progressive arrangements. Nading Rhapsody's music has been heard by thousands at venues beyond Sarawak, but their intimate performance for family in the very place the elements that inspire them was born takes on a greater spiritual significance.
mata kelubangai
It's not about music, only about music. It's all about our culture, our tradition, our roots.
East Malaysian band Nading Rhapsody is making a name for itself on the international world music stage. The band recognizes their growing success is related to the authenticity of their sound and the resolve to stay true to their indigenous roots.
Silimba ulu nobi, Silimba
ba ulu nobi.
The young Sarawakian musicians are pushing the boundaries to create music that audiences will love and hope to find that someone who actually believes in them. Till that happens, they continue creating all for art's sake.
The sound of birds chirping, the sound of the river flowing down the stream from one end to another, the leaves on the trees rustling, the leaves on the ground crunching under your feet. Listen and hear it. The indigenous people of Sarawak in Borneo consist of Iban, the Sea Dayaks, Bedayuh, the Land Dayaks, Penan, Punans, the Orang Ulu such as Kayan, Kenyah, Kelabit, Lun Bawang, and also from the coastal area, Malanaus, where I get my background. Thank you, Roy.
So, here am I today.
Yes.
I'm Roy, and Iban from Kapit. And this is Opah, and Iban Mix Malanao from Betong. I'm going to share with all of you today a little bit about our tribes, the practices in the olden days, right?
Which we now have brought forward into a cross-culture and
in the forms of music and arts.
Yes.
Yes. So back in the days, it is only true that our ancestors used to perform rituals and worshipping
the dead. Yes.
as they look up the ancestors as a god.
Yes.
And
their spirits to protect their land, their river,
their land, their river, their possessions,
and also
even
themselves.
themselves. So in order for ancestors to play
the traditional
musical instrument back in the day, they will have to perform a ritual, right?
Yes, they have to perform a certain ritual just to play the instrumental music instruments. Yes.
As a respect to the god, actually.
Yes.
To summoning the spirit to avoid anything bad happen. In our Iban language, we call it Kudi Ari.
Kudi Ari.
Yes, Kudi Ari.
Very bad weather.
Very bad weather.
We don't want that.
So these instruments are sacred. Therefore, it cannot be played just anytime or anyhow as you like. It has to be played with a purpose, whereby it mainly plays during a festival.
Just like the one we did a while ago. I hope the God doesn't punish us. The struggle now is that my people, our people, and also your people living in this era, we are not aware of the sentiment and the entity that is lost. So Roy and I, we came to a realization that we were once just as clueless and lost with regards to our own roots. As for me, I grew up as a city girl. Yes, I do. In this era of technology that keeps on advancing from day to day, so the things that I know are what I've heard from the elders, but it's not something that I've witnessed myself. So that is really sad. What we want to do is we bring back what our ancestors had to this day in the form of arts to constantly remind ourselves and those around us. And just like the Pokemon Go, yeah, that is hot now, it seems like everyone is jumping on the bandwagon. Everyone wants to take part, something that is hot. Some of you would have remembered that it started off as Game Boy, trading cards. I mean, for youngsters nowadays, I don't think they ever have the experience to play with it when it was just the fun of playing the Game Boy or trading cards. So, therefore, what I'm trying to say is that the world itself has evolved.
Yes, it's evolved.
Yes, and it's so advanced and modern to the point that a lot of us tend to forget or aren't even aware of the history that was lived by our ancestors, that was left behind. So with Nading, with the adaptation of the indigenous value, it's being injected in Nading Rhapsody's repertoire. So we will always be reminded of the olden days, and our roots shall never be forgotten. And I believe it plays a very big role in shaping who we are today, in shaping both Roy and I today.
Yes,
right,
true.
Roy?
Well, the Dayak, me and Opah and our tribes, were once the enemies in belief.
Yeah.
Because they were strongly worshipping their ancestors. But however, since 19th century there has been a mass conversions
various religions.
to various religions, but mainly
beliefs.
Christianity. So when that involvement happened, they left behind the old practices.
Yes, they no longer
In turn,
practice it.
It has led
To these practices
Yes.
being forgotten, right?
Yeah. And my family,
Your own family.
they choose not to practice it since long ago. And the least we could do is bring it back in the forms of
Yes.
arts and music in accordance or how we live our
lives.
life nowadays. The earth has music for those who listen, as quoted by
Shakespeare. Yeah.
Music is universal. It is also subjective.
Subjective.
In school, right, we learn
But Shakespeare?
about Shakespeare and his famous quotes and still clearly remembered until this very day.
How about the Dayak?
Right. The Dayak and the indigenous people actually
Yes,
can
they
also
can
be remembered for their beautiful lullabies, their
And
poems. What else? Music.
Yes. What I want to see in the future is that people will remember Dayak for
Yeah,
this.
through the
kind of
sounds of music. And yes, everyone has different interests when it comes to a different genre of music, right?
Who do you listen to?
Yes, right. Right. But let's face the fact that now, even now, we are influenced by the Western music.
Yes. Who knows Beyonce? Who knows Jay-Z?
Imagine Dragon. You know, even our local artists like Yuna,
Sona One,
Sona One,
Joe Flizzo,
or even Sheila Hamza.
Sheila Hamza.
Yes, they are amazing singer,
amazing singers.
and their kinds of music definitely
Fits
fits
the
the
lives,
lives
yeah.
and demands of the creative industry nowadays. But today, so me and Opah and the rest of Nading Rhapsody created our music in the sense of avant-garde. So we can adapt the needs and the demands in this creative industry.
Industry today, yes, creative
So
industry.
basically, as what you heard, our music has a modern twist.
Modern twist.
Yes, we has a traditional
Yes,
and
we
a
do.
mystical aspect in it, right?
So we are very proud that our tribes have not extinct, and even prouder that we get to bring it on stage with us wherever we go. The culture, the music, the lullabies that was forgotten is being staged in whether locally or internationally. Don't let the modernization steal away your own identity by trying to be someone else that you are not. So it would be sad to see if your tribe's extinct. It's no longer on the cover of the earth, only on the cover of the books, history books, museums. Sad, right?
It's really, really sad.
But fret not, because this is only just the beginning, not the end.
It's not the end.
Which is why we're here today to give the talk. So this will bring awareness to the youth today.
Did you hear about the rose that grew the crack in the concrete?
Yes, I've never heard of it.
Right? So in between this modernized and high-rise building, we can always bring the old traditions into our lives
Yes,
today.
bring it.
Be it in the forms of arts, music, or in other way,
Just like the
Sungai-Segget that remains
continues to flow.
when it was surrounded by a jungle full of trees to now.
Concrete jungle. Thank you.
Thank you.